Elon Musk and Vivek Ramaswamy are receiving backlash from inside the Republican Party after defending the tech industry's reliance on foreign-born engineers. In separate social media posts, Ramaswamy said it comes down to culture in the U.S., while Musk said that the number of, quote, super talented engineers and super motivated in the USA is far too low. Their comments come as the two head to Washington and head up the Department of Government Efficiency. And it also highlights Silicon Valley's hiring practices as President-elect Trump prepares to implement his immigration strategy. Joining me now is the Hill's White House correspondent, Alex Gangitano. Alex, thanks so much for coming on. Let's start by talking about these two. With the influence that Musk and Ramaswamy are going to bring to Washington, do you think that they're beginning to fracture the party before Republicans take control?
Yeah, it's a good question. We know that these two were selected by Trump to head up this Department of Government Efficiency. That had to do with cutting waste and finding areas where the government could be more efficient, but they're weighing in on other issues. We know that Musk seems to have a lot of influence. He helped kill a bipartisan negotiated government funding bill that ended up causing Republicans to go back to the drawing board to figure out how to keep the government open last week. So his influence is growing. Ramaswamy as well. And as we know, the Trump administration is preparing to crack down on immigration. That was a big focus on Trump's campaign in 2024. But these two are defending the use of foreign-born engineers, basically both pointing to a lack of engineers in the U.S. We're even seeing Musk engage with some users on social media who are suggesting that his company is denying opportunities to Americans, saying that they don't understand the situation. So Musk is pretty forceful in talking about or defending the use of a lot of immigrants at his companies. Meanwhile, Ramaswamy is as well. So I do think it's starting some conversations within the Republican Party about what cracking down on immigration means, especially as Musk is a CEO of a major company that relies on immigrants.
Their comments, of course, are highlighting Silicon Valley's hiring practices. Do you think that the two could also influence the narrative around immigration and H1B visas in the Republican Party?
I do. We've seen already Elon Musk, while he's engaging on this issue on social media, he talks about how his companies would prefer to hire Americans, but that it's an incredibly slow, because it's an incredibly slow work visa process to get these foreign-born engineers who are talented to work for him, but that there's just not enough Americans. So I do think it's starting a conversation about removing some caps on green cards for skilled immigrants, and what it means to be, a foreign-born engineer, giving back to, an essential company like Tesla, and how to, figure out the visa process so it's not as slow as it is. I think he's definitely starting a lot of those conversations.
All right, we've talked tech. Let's move on to talking about energy. As President-elect Trump prepares to take office, he has been tapping key players when it comes to how the U.S. is going to address energy and environmental issues. Tell us about who are some of the key appointments that we should be watching in 2025, and how will Trump's team change environmental regulations and U.S. policy on oil production?
Yeah, we know that the Trump team is looking to expand U.S. energy development, and there's some key figures that I think are going to make some serious headlines in environmental issues next year, and will have a big hand in helping the Trump agenda when it comes to energy. So that includes people like former North Dakota Governor Doug Burgum, and Chris Wright, the selection to lead the Department of Energy. And Burgum is somebody who is, if he's confirmed to lead the Interior Department, he'd likely oversee things like oil and gas drilling on federal lands. That's something that we know Trump was saying, drill, baby, drill, a lot of times on the campaign trail. That was a big focus of him. And that's in sharp contrast to the outgoing Secretary, Biden's Interior Secretary, Deb Haaland, who has been a major ally of environmentalist groups. So I think we're going to see Burgum shake a lot of things up. And it all stems from the top with how Trump wants to increase oil production.
And we've also